What's up, YouTube? Jeff back again from High on Android, DopeTechDaily.com, and today I've got the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. We're going to do a retail unboxing. This is the AT&T model. Of course, you guys know that AT&T always packages their phones in this somewhat ugly looking orange packaging, which I don't really particularly like. You don't get the actual box that Samsung packages the phone in. Verizon and Sprint, T-Mobile all give you that, but for whatever reason AT&T does not. Now, I already went ahead and put my SIM card in here, sort of went through the setup so I don't have to have a break in the video. I want to go ahead and show you guys the phone, give you a few initial impressions, and also give you some comparisons because this phone is very similar, of course, to the regular S6 Edge. So I really want to give you some size comparisons to that phone and a bunch of other phones I have so you can sort of see exactly, what you're working with, because the size is really the biggest difference here. So let's go ahead and just take it out. The phone's on the other side here with AT&T. Pop it off. You can see right there that you're greeted with the phone right away. And then set the phone to the side. And then you've got a quick start guide there. You guys can see right there. Tells you a little bit about where the buttons are placed. You've got your volume rocker, your SIM slot on the top, the power and the lock button. Gives you all the information, exactly the same though as the regular S6 Edge, so not really anything different. Of course, we are missing the IR blaster, so we'll talk about that in just a second. That's actually a change for the worse, but that is a change. Let's go ahead now and look on the inside. You've got a SIM tool, pretty expected. Throw that to the side. We got a bunch of other paperwork, so this is the health, safety, and warranty guide right there. Always get that with every Samsung phone. We've got a little pamphlet here about Samsung Pay. So you can see right here, we've got Samsung Pay coming to AT&T. Remember, that's coming to the US on September 28th. Verizon should take note because right now their phones are not slated to be compatible with Samsung Pay. It's actually one of the reasons that I ordered this S6 Edge Plus on AT&T, because my Verizon Note 5 is not going to have Samsung Pay compatibility. And what else do we got? We got some stuff about Amazon here. I don't really know what all of this is about, but just some stuff about managing your kids with your phone, and it tells you a little bit about the Amazon app. I guess it's included out of the box, so we'll take a look at that in a second. Pretty standard stuff otherwise. We got a power brick, of course. Pretty standard Samsung power brick. We've got fast charge. Of course, I always say standard, but people always remind me this is a fast charging capable power brick and high gauge cable that's compatible with it, so you get fast charge. So yes, I know you get fast charge with this cable. So that's exactly what we got there. And then this is rather nice. Right here we have some headphones here. So you see here we've got a nice pair of Samsung earbuds ready to go. That's a nice addition because we don't always get these with every Samsung phone. Some of the carriers, again, Verizon, I'm looking at you, choose not to include these headphones. So that's a nice look to have. So that's everything that's inside the box. So let's go ahead and just bend the box back so I have that. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at the phone, power it up, have a look and go over a few of the main features, and then we can get into some comparisons here in just a second. Alright, YouTube, so let's go ahead and take a look at the phone itself. Took it out of the box, saw what was inside. Of course, AT&T always has this thing on the front here that says texting and driving, it can wait. So go ahead and pull off all the plastic here from the back and the front. Reveal the device. Of course, you guys see I've got this in the gold color here. Let's go ahead and take off this ugly sticker off the back as well. There we go. Got the ugly sticker off the back. I'm going to have to grab a little microfiber cloth because this gold is definitely going to cause me pain with all these marks on it. So let's go ahead and power up the phone. Of course, you got the power button right here. Side. Go ahead and hold that down. Of course, we're greeted with the familiar Samsung boot screen there. Just a few things to mention while we're booting it up. Around the top, of course, as I mentioned, the IR blaster is gone. It's the boot animation from AT&T. The IR blaster has been removed, so if you take a look, here's my S6 Edge, the regular S6 Edge. You see right there on the regular S6 Edge, You got the IR blaster. That's now gone. You just got your SIM tray up top. Don't really know why they got rid of it. So there the phone is booted up. Otherwise, the phone is very similar to the regular S6 Edge. One thing that is new is that you can swipe. Some of my things are going to populate here. In fact, I might go ahead and just turn this guy on airplane mode while we continue going. So, yeah, that's fine. So, this thing right here, the little people edge, which we did have on the S6 Edge, this guy you can swipe over now, and now you have your apps edge here. You can add apps here whenever you like. So just press and then add an app to the edge. You can add any apps that you want, like Google Wallet, for instance. It'll populate right there. You can add those. You got 5 apps. Five apps. The calculator is there by default, as you can see. But you can change those up. And then, of course, you still have your people edge. You can add that right there for easy access to your contacts and get the colors to glow, these various colors, just like on the regular S6 Edge. Otherwise, the only other differences here are the software differences. You can see Samsung has made the icons a little more roundish. They were completely square on the regular S6 and S6 Edge. Here you've got these sort of roundish squares with the icons, the stock icons. And you can see here that it's nice and fluid, actually. And everyone that I've seen use the phone so far has said that TouchWiz is actually, even further toned down a little bit. Seems to be running fine. Of course, this phone has 4 gigabytes of RAM, so that should also help. A lot of people reported having RAM management issues with the regular S6 and S6 Edge. That's a problem I actually noticed as well, and we shouldn't have that problem anymore with the 4 gigabytes of RAM. Let's just go in here really quick into the settings, and I'll quickly show you. AT&T has these a little bit different than I'm used to, but if you go down here into About Device, you can see we're running Android 5.1.1 right there. So running a new version of Lollipop. Of course, this phone will be eligible to get Android M, which is 6.0, Marshmallow. That was just announced today, actually. So we should get that pretty quickly once Samsung gets their hands on the files. So other than the minor software tweaks and everything, the real difference is the bigger size of the device. And one thing I wanted to point out is that Samsung did actually add more metal along the edge. That's maybe just a sort of a constraint of it being larger, but there's actually more metal to grip on here on the side than there was on the regular S6 Edge. So if you look at my regular S6 Edge and you compare the two, you can see here that the regular S6 Edge has a little bit thinner strip of metal there along the side, whereas the bigger S6 Edge Plus has a bigger, chunkier piece, thicker piece of metal they can sort of grip onto. Now this does make a pretty big difference because when you're trying to grip the phone without a case, the regular S6 Edge, I found this phone to be pretty sharp. When I hold it, it kind of cuts into my hands. It's not really that comfortable. But when I hold the S6 Edge Plus, it's more substantial, and because this metal is a little bit thicker, it's a little bit easier to hold. So I definitely like that. That's one physical improvement I've noticed that I really like. Now there's one other thing I want to look at really quick. If you guys remember back when I wrote a couple articles on the regular S6 Edge, there were micro scratches all over the screen for a lot of people who bought their S6 Edge in the US right out of the box. So I want to quickly take a look and see if I can see any. It might be difficult to see on the camera. Just sort of see if I see any of this swirling effect that I saw on my regular S6 Edge. So far, it does not look like there's any micro scratches on the screen. There's actually a substantial difference. I'll try to take some pictures, but if you go look at my article from High on Android where I showed some pictures of this, it was also written up on Sam Mobile. I'll drop a link down in the description. You guys want to take a look at that. But there were a lot of issues with the S6 Edge having these micro scratches, and also the Clearview cover was scratching the screen. So we'll find out if Samsung also revised the Clearview cover. I'll get one of those and review it and take a look. So otherwise, again, the main things that are same thing from the S6 Edge. You don't have any removable storage or removable battery here. Oh, one thing you have to be careful is there is a little piece of plastic here actually on your flash here. So you want to remove that as well. Got to be careful. I forgot about that last time. They make this piece of plastic very difficult to get up. Worrying about scratching that. There you go. So there's a little tiny piece of plastic there. You guys can see there that they put on the very back of the flash, so you want to make sure you remove that there. But otherwise, again, not too many physical changes, a few software tweaks, but I do like the feel in the hand a little bit better overall from the other sort of more cutting feel of the regular S6 Edge. Now, let's quickly do a few comparisons for you guys as I promised. Here's the S6 Edge Plus versus the iPhone 6 Plus. So we've got Plus versus Plus, both of them in gold. So you can see there, the iPhone 6 Plus is actually almost as tall, maybe a little bit shorter. The iPhone 6 Plus is actually, oops, these together, it's actually a bit thicker. If you can see that there, it's a bit thicker. And the iPhone 6 Plus is also, if we put these on top of each other, now they're about the same width, but the iPhone 6 Plus is a little bit wider by a tiny bit. So these are very similarly sized devices, but I will tell you just from holding my iPhone over the last year and then holding the 6 Plus, it's lighter, the Edge Plus. It's lighter and it's a little bit easier to hold in my opinion. I like the feel of the S6 Edge Plus better than the iPhone 6. I already showed you guys the comparison of these two. You'll probably see a whole bunch of these. Obviously, it's a lot bigger than the regular S6 Edge, as you can see. And I already made the super important comparison. It's actually a little bit thicker in terms of the metal that's on the side, which actually ends up being a really good thing because it makes it easier to grip. All right, let's see what else I can compare it to here. I've got a bunch of phones here to compare to. Here's the S6 Active, which you guys saw me do an unboxing of. I've been using for a while. There's the S6 Active. You can see, of course, it's bigger, but you can see the S6 Active is substantially thicker as well. If you take a look there, that's no surprise. The S6 Active is not meant to be very pretty like all of the other S6 line, but it does have a huge battery in it compared to the 3,000 milliamp hour battery on here. I'm very worried about battery life. I'll be looking at that in the full review. Here's the LG G4 one-on-one. We got the LG G4 one-on-one here with the S6 Edge Plus. Obviously the Edge Plus is taller because it's a 5.7 inch screen. The G4 is almost the same thickness actually if you take a look. It's a little bit thicker in terms of the width, and then of course it's also thicker this way, but not by a lot actually. It's just because of the curved back of the G4, it makes it look like it's a lot thicker, but it's really not that much thicker. Okay, what else we got? We've got the Nexus 6. That's the last one. So the Nexus 6 is the only phone I have here that's bigger than the Edge Plus. You can see here, obviously, it's a little bit, actually they're about the same height. The Nexus 6 is going to be quite a bit wider, obviously, and then it's also a bit thicker. So you can see there, because of the curve, again, it makes it look a little more dramatic than it is, but it is a bit thicker. So overall, I would say the Edge Plus is an easier device to hold than the Nexus 6, no doubt. The Nexus 6 is a substantial device for sure. So overall, those are my initial impressions. I like the feel. It's better than the regular S6 Edge in the hand. I don't like the fact that the IR blaster is gone. I don't know why Samsung did that. Doesn't make any sense. I don't see any micro scratches on here initially, but in my full review I'll comment if I happen to find any. I'll get a magnifying glass and look really closely. So that's about it for the S6 Edge Plus. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments. And if you have anything you really want to see, also hit me up on Twitter, Google+. Those links are in the description, and I can get to those things in the full review. Check out highonandroid.com and dopetechdaily.com. I'll throw the links down there. And you guys can come back, check out the next video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.